Hi everybody to this discussion about this episode that's going to be free on Warhammer Plus Old Bale Eye, which came as a surprise to me. I didn't expect that, but it does make sense. So, how it makes sense? Well, they just want to, of course, market their service, and the first 7 minutes were not enough. And because all of the controversy that happened lately with all the animators, I take it this is a way to put a veil over our eyes and say, "Oh, look how generous we actually are. Look at this episode now. Look at it. It's free. It's free." So thank you very much for the feedback, guys. Thank you. In the year 2020 plus one, the world was torn by the other wars. The mic, yeah, I know. It happens. It happens. There's a lot of things that I have to monitor all on my own, and I don't have anyone to help me with that. So yeah, I mean, things happen. They happen rarely, but they do happen. So let's continue with the Warhammer stuff. So guys, the point. My point, I'm going to get to my point. But yeah, basically, to get that first thing out of the way, I do think that that's like an attempt to put a veil over people's eyes. And in the same time, when they present the full episode, it's good because we're going to see level of quality of storytelling. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good marketing thing to give something for free, and then maybe people will sign in. But we're going to talk about that. So let's just read a bit of the article from warhammercommunity.com and discuss based on that. Okay, and by the way, if you have not done this yet, you can get this poster. It's a pretty good quality there. So I'm happy that they give posters, pictures for free. That's great. They're very, very, very good quality. Okay, so they say here that it's gonna be the Warhammer Plus is looming large on the horizon. The new access service of Warhammer fans launches on Wednesday, the 25th of August, just a few days from now, and it comes with a whole host of perks like exclusive miniatures, magnificent shows, premium access to apps for Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I always forget about Age of Sigmar just because I'm not into it yet as much as I am in 40,000, Warhammer 40,000. But yeah, we are going to have shows for that too, which is awesome. I mean, the shows are going to get me into Age of Sigmar faster than anything else, probably. So we are already seeing some spectacular clips and even the first 7 minutes of Angels of Death, which was not like the best thing ever, especially the animation. It's a 3D animation, which I appreciate, but it does not show the characters in a very expressive way, so that is one thing that is not my thing. Everybody said that maybe in the animation itself is going to be better, but we seen shots, clips, trailers from Angels of Death, and nothing was better. There's still a lot of wooden type of expression from like PS2 days, so it's not something that I think is going to be improved. Um, Having issues of do I sign up or not? We're going to talk about this. So we are going to talk about actually the episode 2. So hold on for a minute. Let me finish with the page. So okay. So the episode, guys, is going to be this weekend for 24 hours only from 12 p.m. BST on Saturday and 21st of August. You can watch the entire episode of Hammer and Bolter for free. I don't know where though, it doesn't say where, like it says just online. So is that going to be here on this site of on the community page, somewhere on Twitch? I'm not really sure, but we gotta find that and watch it this Saturday. I can't wait actually. So, Hammer and Bolter is an animated anthology show telling a wide variety of Warhammer stories, each self-contained in a single episode. So it's very interesting because Warhammer is so vast, it's basically endless, and to have particular stories contained with that particular setting, location, let's say a planet, so that planet has this story or that happened, and this super legendary Warhammer character was there, the Commissar. That's just awesome. Commissar Yarrick. And so the free episode is called Old Bale Eye, and it's focused on one of the most uh, what is that? Oh yes, uh, storied heroes in all of Warhammer 40,000. Commissar Yarrick himself facing up against orcs naturally, yeah, because he has a pretty good story with one particular orcs and orc in general. What's more, the episode lets you get into the mind of the orcs, and it's told from the Greenskins perspective, which is pretty great because you get to see their intelligence and how they perceive humans, how they perceive humans that are really, really badass, which is the Commissar. He is like one of the best representation of very durable human being. Okay, there's some pictures, of course. So yeah, remember the episodes is only for 24 hours. You can watch Bale Eye again and lots more besides by subscribing to Warhammer Plus, of course, when it launches on the 25th of August. Okay, guys, so let's talk about should you not. I mean, actually, there's a few topics here, so let's talk about the story. So the story is probably going to present the commissar, how he got basically, I mean, how he faced the orcs in one particular one, and he got his arm ripped up from the elbow. Sorry, I'm just thinking about so many things at once. And that is pretty compelling story on itself. I'm not perfectly familiar with every detail of it, but now I will. So that's a cool story to represent on screen in any kind of form, which is cool, to see that. In terms of should you, I would say first, guys, before you decide anything, see this episode. Now, the next thing to consider is, of course, the fact that if you subscribe to Warhammer Plus, you're not, you're voting with your wallet. So you're saying to GW, yes, I do want this content. That is cool in general. Now, if you also want to boycott them in a way because of what they did to the animators, the animators that they acquired and tried to acquire, all of those things, you can say, well, I'm not then gonna subscribe to Warhammer Plus. So it is your choice, of course. So from one hand, you have this moral dilemma, and it's a bit it's interesting because if you support Warhammer Plus, you also support the creators that are still there, and that is good. That is good. From another hand, you are like saying to GW, oh, I don't care about what you did to the animators and the fact that you made them delete basically almost their channels, all their content, Patreon, and you just stopped the creators that made Warhammer popular for the past few years, more so than GW was ever able to do, and brought it to a lot more mainstream audience, brought a ton of money to GW, all of those things. So um, yeah, so in the same time you're supporting the creators that are there and working for GW, and in the same time you're saying no, I'm not supporting the creators because I'm not going against GW, and you're not sending the message to GW that they should hear. So it's kind of like it's a bit between the hammer, no pun intended, and the metal parts below it, which I totally forgot how it was called right now. But yeah, guys, so I think you get the point. Let me see what you're saying real quick before I continue. Uh, it's not a video, Oliver, is a whole episode. The other thing is, how long are these episodes going to be? If they're too short, it's gonna be a big bummer for me. Well, the other thing, Oliver, also, and guys, is that, yeah, you have to wait and see. I mean, that's a very good thing. I mean, right now, there's not going to be too much content, guys. So, whether you're signing or not, well, unless you want the figure, the Sisters of Battle statue, basically. I think that you have to be, Warhammer subscriber for at least 1 year, Warhammer Plus, in order to get the figure, to qualify, so to speak, for that. I don't know if they're going to ship that worldwide, but you have to go and really check, because if they don't, like, imagine you are, I'm sorry guys, it is pretty late here. You are signing up for the service, um, and you want this figure and you don't get it. So that's a huge bummer. So we have to know whether or not they're gonna ship worldwide. I really hope so. Okay, let's check Warhammer Plus page real quick. There's actually a lot of countries here. Let's see if they have my country. No. So if they don't have Bulgaria, maybe that does mean that they do not ship to Bulgaria. And if they do not ship to Bulgaria, or your country, um, what is actually the point? And there's another thing. I do not advocate for this, but maybe all of the shows are going to be pirated, and if they are, you know what to do. That's another way to boycott GW if you want to. I'm not saying you should, definitely not saying you should, but it is possibility that a lot of people are going to think about. I'm just saying it. Uh, so guys, uh, like I said before on my other streams, when I cover GW stuff and what happens with the animators, there's this thing where from one hand they took the best animators possible so they can make the future content. They already had animators, obviously, for Hammer and Bolter and for Angels of Death, and with that they put a stop to any new creations that the fans could do in the future. The work that they done, the free advertisement for Warhammer as an IP, that is just like cut off basically. And continuing to acquiring these people, they are bringing for them new opportunities, creating a job for them. That is amazing, and for us to see the new content, absolutely awesome. But what they should not be doing and what they have to do is to prevent other creators to create and to remove the original creators creating Jesus Christ, the original animations that were already there in their original form, because what they are individually is what they are. Whatever official they make from this point on, that's gonna be the official thing. So you don't need to remove the originals, because the originals are just their own thing. They exist on their own. It's the personal effort that those fans did to create that, and for that effort, Warhammer got a huge boost in viewership in general, and people to get see and find out basically what is Warhammer. So I don't want to repeat myself anymore. I'm just gonna say that for a bit more context for what I previously talked about. The topic is long. I personally cannot afford any additional expenses, so I'm not gonna sub to that. If anyone else wants to give that to me so I can watch the animations, um, okay, that's just fine. I do want to review them, and we can talk about them and how they present the stories. There's going to be so many interesting things, and it's going to be amazing contrast to compare how GW, when they're doing their official stuff, are faring against the fan animations when the fans work alone, when they express how they know Warhammer, and through that knowledge they're creating their animations, and they're so captivating and interesting. So what is better, the animations of Warhammer, the original of GW that they're creating, or the fans' work? Isn't that amazing to compare? Because it is going to prove a point to a big extent if the animations that GW are producing are less better than what the fans are making, at least some of them. Now, of course, when you have say Emma Pedersen in your roster of animators and you're making him work on a Storied 2, that's going to be obviously a bit different situation. But we are talking about, or at least I'm talking about, Hammer and Bolter, Ages of Death, the animations that were already in the works solely by GW and their vision. So whether or not they listen to Siama Peterson, Xdiet, and the other animators' vision, that's another point. I would, if I would GW, because they're obviously doing something perfect, and it's obviously something very good. So I would listen to them, of course, and their input. They were able to do these animations on their own, so that's a huge accomplishment by itself. And then the the execution of that is just mind-blowing. So yeah, guys, so things to consider, some food for thought about Warhammer Plus and these future animations. But come, if everything is fine, on the 21st, on Saturday, I'm going to watch it, cover it, review it right away, discuss it, see how it is, guys. I do hope it is good. I do not hope that GW are going to fail or something like this in their endeavor. I do want quality content. That is just, rule of thumb. Why would you want the bad content? But it's very good to see how things compare, and I just hope that GW will understand the value of those fans animations, and in the future maybe we're going to see things to be turning around, because also the fan animations and what GW are doing, they are viewing this like a competition, but it's not actually a competition, because you can still watch the others and you can still watch the officials. I mean, if you are a fan, you're going to watch both, and there's nothing stopping you from watching both. I mean, you can just nothing stopping you. I mean, you have to buy Warhammer Plus, obviously, but if you are watching on YouTube the fan animations, and then your love for Warhammer just grows even more, you're getting a lot more invested in that. Why would you not go, if you have the money, of course, watch the official ones? Of course, that you would want as a fan to watch the official ones, you know. I'm a moderate Star Wars fan, for instance, so I do watch the fan creations, what the fans do, and I do watch the originals, because they're both interesting, and they're both like well done, and you do want to see what fans also did, and it's just great. And what fans are able to create with their own original mindset and how they see the IP, it's just unique experience that GW or anyone, anyone, I mean, the official holder of the rights, let's say Disney for Star Wars, they would never do such a thing. So you have two different things, and the two different things cover this one IP in two different ways, and they are unique and they have value in their own way. So I don't see how the fan animations are taking from GW's animations. Of course, the animators that they acquired, they cannot work on fan animations anymore because they are busy as it is. I mean, even if they were not forbidden to work on their fan projects, they will still not have the time to work on their fan projects. But at least if the door was not closed for the animators that were not acquired, they would still keep bringing us what we want to see, and we will still want to see the official stuff. And once again, I have to bring up TTS, because TTS is like the perfect example of something that GW will never do, and only in this style we can enjoy something different Warhammer. And Flash gets too, with their awesome Black Templars and furries animation. I think that GW views that as offensive, or at least they did with their previous animations. But that is parody. That's the point of parody. That's the point of comedy. And GW will not do this ever. So how can we have such a content that's so original and so funny and so entertaining? Well, we watch the people that do it. And how can we have these type of stories that Warhammer GW would want to do and would want to put on screen? Well, we watch, obviously Warhammer Plus, or whatever the platform is. And that Eisenhower show that is still in the works, where are going to watch that? Well, probably on Warhammer Plus or Amazon. So the point is, both things are on its own, and you don't have to like cut the fan thing to to push your thing forward. that is extremely cannibalistic to your brand and IP. So I just don't get it. I mean, one, the fan thing is, I mean, the fan creations are making free advertisement, and from the other hand, it's a separate thing to enjoy. So how many people are going to be like, oh no, I'm just gonna watch fan things? Well, actually, if the situation was a bit different and people still made Warhammer animations, I mean, some of them do, but not the ones that make the best 3D animations. People could try to boycott Warhammer, I mean, GW, by only watching the fan animations, but yeah, that is not happening now anyway, because there are no fan animations pretty much. So there's that, guys. I mean, once again, food for thought. Food for thought. But yeah, this episode covering it for sure. Okay, let me see quickly before I go. Your comment. Hi, Patrick. Well, I mean, some fans, DRIV, actually do not understand what is the big issue with GW cutting off the animators. I don't know how, but they don't. So there's that. Okay, I'm Ashe. Well, if you are on the place of those animators that put their hours, months to work on the animations, I doubt that you will think that if you ever put any effort in something for months on end, that is just technically very hard to do. And then made a free advertisement to the brand and then be cut off for just no reason at all, rather than corporate, how to call this, like a corporate, I have the corporate guys, we have a stick up our butts and we don't understand how community works. I mean, a lot of people did wrote not only to me but to other creators that they now have lost totally their desire to participate in Warhammer, I mean, to participate in the hobby, because they see how things stand. I mean, this just killed their enthusiasm, and that is the thing. So there's that. I think that we can have both, like I've said, both things. We can have our cake and eat it too. And GW used to be a bit better about this, and they left the animators, and yeah, I already said too much about this. Yeah, dear Ivy. Attitude, yes. Well, we can do that, Patrick. Yeah, we can do that. The other thing is, they have the right to like block and do whatever they want, but that doesn't mean that they have to. So it's a matter of, basic honor here. Not only that, but for lack of a better word, it's just, common sense and just be a good person. Realize the benefit to your brand. All of that just out the window now. And everybody knows how corporate minds work sometimes. They're just counterproductive. So guys, that is going to be it for this topic discussion, and the fact that Old Bale Eye is going to be on Warhammer Plus, I mean, for free first, this Saturday on the 21st of August. And guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can help me by becoming a member of the channel if you wish, or checking my OnlyFans page where I do my meaningful sex educational content plus fitness, health, nutrition, everything that I can personally help you with. And have a great Wednesday, guys. Kisses and hugs. Till next time with me, Gary Reviews, my golden Astartes, and dear Gary Tees. Bye bye.